Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to peek inside the mind of an AI to figure out how it actually, holds a conversation.
I mean, think about it. We ask Alexa for the weather, we tell Siri to play our favorite song, we do it every single day. But have you ever stopped and really wondered what's happening under the hood that lets it follow along?
Well, the secret isn't magic, though it can definitely feel like it sometimes. It all comes down to a core component that acts like the AI's conversational brain, and it's called the Dialogue Manager. To put it simply, the Dialogue Manager is the command center. Its whole job is to control the flow of the conversation, keep track of all the details, and ultimately figure out how to help you get what you want.
So, how does this brain actually work, step by step? Let's follow a really simple request to see exactly what's going on in there. Now, as you can see from this diagram, there are a bunch of ways you can build one of these things, and we'll get to that later. But no matter how they're built, they all have to do the same four core jobs to get through even a single turn of a conversation. It's really a four-step journey from understanding what you said to figuring out how to reply. Let's walk through it with a classic example, trying to book a flight. Okay, so you say your piece. The very first thing that happens is the natural language understanding component, or NLU, kicks in. Its job is to break down your sentence to figure out the main intent, in this case, flight booking, and pull out the key details, which we call slots, like your departure city, Lyon, and your destination, Sydney. All right, with the basics understood, the dialogue state tracker, or DST, takes over. The best way to think about this is like the AI's short-term memory, or its little notepad. It jots down what it knows, origin and destination, and, just as importantly, what's still missing, like your departure and return dates. So now we're at the moment of truth. The AI knows what you want to do, and it knows what information it's missing. So, what's the next logical step? Well, this is where the dialogue policy comes in. The dialogue policy, that's the AI's decision maker, chooses the best action, which is obviously to ask for the missing dates. Then it tells the natural language generator to turn that simple command into a normal sounding question. And the result? Could you please specify your departure and return dates? And just like that, the AI has taken its turn. Now, what's really fascinating is that building this conversational brain isn't a one-size-fits-all process. Engineers have fundamentally different philosophies about how to do it, and that leads to wildly different results.
Generally, these approaches fall into three main camps. You've got your handcrafted systems, your data-driven systems that learn from a ton of examples, and then hybrid systems that try to get the best of both worlds.
Let's focus on the two big ones. You can think of it as the difference between an architect and a student. The architect designs a fixed, incredibly detailed blueprint for the conversation. Every possible path is already mapped out. The student, on the other hand, learns how to talk by studying thousands upon thousands of real conversations, adapting its understanding from all that experience. So the architect's approach often looks something like this, a rigid flowchart. The AI is programmed to ask for the origin, then the destination, then the date, all in a very specific order. If you try to give it all the info at once, or you answer out of order, it can get completely lost just because you've gone off its pre-written script. The student or data-driven approach, though, is way more flexible. Since it learned from real-world data, it can handle the messy, unpredictable way people actually talk. It understands that you might give the date before the destination or ask a weird question in the middle of everything. And that just feels so much more natural to us, right? So here's the bottom line. It's a trade-off. Handcrafted systems give you total control, and they're great for simple, predictable tasks where you absolutely have to follow the rules. But they are rigid and really expensive to expand. Data-driven systems are incredibly flexible and can scale up, but they need a ton of data and can sometimes be, well, a little unpredictable. So let's see how this all plays out in the real world. Why would a business choose one approach over the other? Well, it really all comes down to the kind of experience they want their customers to have. This choice directly impacts what you, as the user, get to talk to. A basic FAQ chatbot on a website. That's usually a handcrafted architect system, just following a simple script. But a really advanced assistant like Siri or Alexa, that's a student. It's data-driven, and it's designed to handle complex, open-ended conversations that feel a whole lot more human. You see, for a business, a sophisticated student AI isn't just a gadget. It's practically a digital team member. It can handle customer service 24/7, take a huge load off the human agents, and even analyze all those conversations to give the company some pretty amazing business insights.
This technology is moving at an absolutely incredible pace. So where is all of this headed next?
Researchers are tackling some really big challenges right now. They're teaching AIs to handle it when things go wrong more gracefully, instead of just saying, I don't understand. They're also trying to make them learn from fewer examples. And maybe most importantly, they're building AIs that can actually explain why they made a certain decision, which is a huge step for building our trust in these systems.
The ultimate goal here is to move beyond just simple tools and create truly capable assistants, to make interactions so seamless that we actually forget we're talking to a machine. And as this tech keeps getting better, it leaves us with a pretty big question. What's the one task you wish an AI could just handle for you?